Money, power, politics. Last night, we told you about the president's astounding investment activity with more than 3,700 trades in just the first quarter of this year. Well, Yahoo Finance is reporting that according to new financial disclosures, 94 of those trades were done with the Magnificent Seven stocks, those companies, those major, massive tech companies that the president and his administration were not only meeting with, but also promoting publicly. An analysis from Yahoo Finance shows Trump loaded up on shares of Apple and Alphabet while he was trimming down on Tesla holdings. And when all was said and done, the trades were valued at between $50 and $70 million across 64 buy orders and 30 stock sales. Yahoo Finance also reporting that Trump's account is managed by his company, which said trades are overseen by third-party institutions. In a statement following the disclosures, Trump Organization said, quote, neither President Trump, his family, nor the Trump Organization plays any role in selecting, directing, or approving specific investments. They receive no advance notice of trading activity and provide no input regarding investment decisions or portfolio management of any kind, end quote. I'm racing through that because I am dying to get a reaction from my dear friend Bill Cohen. He is a former Wall Street banker turned journalist and founding partner of Puck. And John Harwood is here, a veteran Washington correspondent and distinguished fellow at Duke University. He's a columnist for Zateo on Substack. What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, I wish I could generate the same kind of anger that Miles Taylor did in the last segment, because, I mean, there are rules and there's the appearance of inequity. There's the appearance of impropriety, and Donald Trump just goes for it. I don't think he cares about any of that. Every other president in the history of the United States would have put this his portfolio in a blind trust. And, you know, Donald Trump hasn't done any of that. He still owns his company. He still is in control of it. He's turned it over to his kids, who do exactly what he wants. So, I mean, I'm sure he's not sitting there picking stocks, right? I'm sure he's not telling his brokers which ones to go for, but I think they can tell pretty much who he's hanging around with, what they should be doing.
But there are rules, or aren't they? Because, John, this is just the tip of the iceberg when you really get down to the president's conflicts of interest. The Defense Department just inked a deal with a drone company backed by Eric and Don Jr. A firm in the United Arab Emirates has taken a $500 million stake in the Trump family cryptocurrency business, and the manager of Trump's New Jersey Golf Club is reportedly helping plan the repairs of the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool. Like, we've passed the idea of a conflict of interest. John?
This is naked corruption by a president who is about to turn 80 years old. He's going to be president for a couple of more years. When you're 80 years old, who knows how much longer you're going to live. He's losing all inhibitions, constraining his conduct. He doesn't have anyone around him constraining his conduct. And he's turning this administration into a smash and grab operation. The heist of that taxpayer money that you talked about in the previous segment. And then you have a president who is openly buying and selling stocks while manipulating the value of those stocks, talking up Micron after he's bought their stock. Same with Dell Computer. The interests of his children getting contracts. This is so grotesque, but it's becoming dangerous for Trump, I think, for the reason that Miles Taylor mentioned earlier. Donald Trump, as the New York Times poll showed this week, is now down to 37% approval. Democrats have a double-digit lead in the generic ballot. The more he does, the more outrageous things he does, the more he's turning this election into something that is not a Republican versus Democrat election. It is a MAGA against the rest of America election. And the rest of America is a lot bigger than MAGA. And if he keeps whittling down his base or the people approving his performance to just that hardcore base, that's going to end badly for the Republican Party. It's going to end badly for Trump.
Bill, naked corruption. What do the people that you cover say about this? Because I'll tell you, I called a major CEO about 5 days ago about Trump and the IRS. And you know what his answer was to me? Well, Trump's got this $1.2 billion slush fund, $2 billion slush fund. Lena Khan blocking my M&A business cost me more than that. That's the response I got from a major CEO.
Stephanie, this has been going on since the first Trump administration. I have, not to toot my own horn, but I have written about this repeatedly, how, whether he'll say something on a Friday night that makes it look like he's going to do one thing, and then the markets open on Monday morning, and he announces, even before they do that, he's going to do something else. And somehow there's a bunch of people, and I get calls from the floor of the Chicago Board of Options, from traders who cannot believe the positions that are being taken by these invisible, nameless people that make no sense whatsoever unless you have been privy to what Donald Trump is going to do, or what he's going to do on Monday morning after what he said he wasn't going to do on Friday night, the so-called taco trade. So this has been going on for 10 years.
Okay, but you're hitting the most important point, because the guys that you're talking about, you can make the same calls I do, but basically they know that he continues to serve them and serve the markets. And as long as they're up, and they're up huge, they're willing to look the other way.
And Neera Tanden at the Center for American Progress has been cataloging this for now almost a year, of all the graft that Donald Trump has done since the beginning of his second term. And it's up to like
$3 billion. So it's a catalog, it's a book, it's a story. What are Democrats going to do with it?
What is anybody doing about this? Nothing.
Okay, well, I got a new topic, John. Fresh off his losing legal battle with OpenAI, Elon Musk says he's now ready to take SpaceX public pretty soon. The potential valuation is going to be $2 trillion. Bill wrote about this and said investors will effectively ratify Musk as a sovereign financial ecosystem unto himself. The reason I want to talk about this is not to talk about an IPO, John, but when you just said the dangerous territory Trump is getting himself in, that it's MAGA versus the rest of the world, can you speak to how skewed the universe is getting? That this is how wealthy the mega elite are getting, while you have scores of people getting angrier and angrier. This is a dangerous division.
Exactly, it is. And look, we've had growing inequality of wealth for quite some time. And now it's getting to be so outlandish that it is fueling massive discontent among particularly middle and working class people, young people who think the system is rigged against them, and see people like Musk and other what you can only call oligarchs reaping massive rewards while they're facing a very difficult time moving ahead in the world. And so I think the danger is Donald Trump's not going to be in power forever. The Republican Congress is not going to be in power forever. The Republican Congress may not be in power 1 year from now in either the House or the Senate. And in that case, you're going to have a lot of oversight of the inside deals that Donald Trump has been cutting. And by the way, is anybody going to be surprised if these people who are making massive bets on Polymarket and Kalshi and things like that, is anybody going to be surprised to find out that those are people connected to Trump who have just happened to have 98% success rate on their bets? I don't think so. And I think the American people at some point are going to break. Democrats are going to take power, and there's going to be a reckoning.